Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of August in the Water, a Japanese drama from 1995 that was directed by Sogo Ishii. I have already reviewed two of Ishii's movies on this channel, Angel Dust from 1994 and Labyrinth of Dreams from 1997, so I may as well cover his other feature-length film from the 1990s, August in the Water. Now, it's difficult to summarize the story without giving spoilers away, but I'll do my best. Our main character is a high school girl named Izumi. She's very good at swimming and high dive competitions. She also has a small group of loyal friends, a few of whom are romantically interested in her. One day, she has an accident and falls into a coma. Meanwhile, the city is plagued by strange events. A drought has resulted in water shortages. Many people are afflicted by a mysterious illness that causes one's internal organs to petrify, and two meteorites land simultaneously in the mountains nearby, one of which is found and taken to an astrophysics laboratory. So, that's your plot. And if you haven't guessed it yet, August in the Water, it's a pretty weird movie. Nowhere near being a commercial crowd pleaser, so do not expect that. On the contrary, this is one of those art house films that makes its rounds on festival circuits. Now, fortunately, Sogo Ishii is a director who can hold your interest, even when you're wondering what exactly is going on in this movie. Labyrinth of Dreams is interesting stuff, as I said in my recent review, and Angel Dust is legitimately awesome in my opinion. So we're in good hands here in terms of direction. The visuals and the sound are very important for a film like this. The film begins with water visuals inside of an aquarium, and then we immediately get a rainstorm outside. The high diving scenes are neat. Obviously, there's a huge emphasis on water imagery, which is pretty cool. There are some weird images, like a nighttime scene with glow-in-the-dark mushrooms. That was pretty neat. And also, there's an emphasis overall on nature, astronomy, and science fiction that touches on our protagonist's change of perception after a certain life-changing moment that's somehow related to this other plot of meteor strike. The score is very atmospheric and hypnotic. It's perfect for a film like this. Now, Reine Komine stars. She was also the lead in Labyrinth of Dreams, as well as the funny B-movie Sodom the Killer. August in the Water, I think, is probably her best performance from what little I've seen her in. This one's more like serious and dramatic. One thing I like about this movie is that the human element is present for much of the runtime. So, even though this is a weird movie, it never really goes full experimental on you. There's always like a grounded human element to help lead us through some of these bizarre events. And that's expressed visually and also through some narration. One example of this is the water festival sequence. So there's this huge festival that occurs, and they show it. It's one of the highlight scenes of the film, and I assume that the director filmed at an actual festival in real life, because the streets are packed with like thousands of people who are participating in this festival. And in any case, there's this portable like shrine that's carried throughout the city, and the characters explain that a monk started this festival for the purpose of eliminating epidemics and disease, which is an obvious reference to this aforementioned mysterious illness that's plaguing the city. So you get a lot of different things happening here that are kind of referencing each other. You know what I mean? So if you pay attention, you get little bits and little clues about what's going on. Now, I think August in the Water gives us enough information and content to keep us engaged. But most of the actual explanations for all of these major events, it's kind of left ambiguous. The film makes certain connections between different things, but it does not provide like a detailed clarification on everything. And as a viewer, then, you will be expected to fill in some of those blanks yourself. So that's kind of like the big thing regarding this film. If you're someone who dislikes odd, ambiguous movies, you may want to skip this one. But if you're someone who likes that kind of film, this is definitely one to check out. Now, the runtime is almost 2 full hours. Pacing is on the slow side, so keep that in mind as well. But with all that said, I do think August in the Water is a pretty cool flick. I rewatched it just this week, and it's really neat. You don't, again, it's kind of like Labyrinth of Dreams. You don't see movies like this that often, so it's kind of neat because of that. I do recommend it. It's currently available on YouTube. Not the sharpest image, but it gets the job done. There's also a Region 2 DVD floating around, but it's kind of out of print and rather pricey nowadays. So hopefully I gave you enough information about the film. You'll know if you'll like it or not, and let me know what you think if you end up seeing it. And as always, I will see you next time.